Today's story is about a young farmer who falls in love with a girl that everyone in town wants to be with for just one night. People think they're really lucky if they get the chance to be with her. One day, the farmer brings this girl home, and they do things that will be explained in today's story. The story starts in 1850 in a small town called Rockies in California. We meet Angel, a very beautiful girl who everyone wants to be with. The town runs a lottery to see who gets to spend a night with her, and the people who win feel like they've hit the jackpot. We first see Angel looking unhappy and feeling trapped by her situation. She thinks back to when she lived with her mom, Nina, and how happy they were. One day, her dad Alex came to visit, but when he arrived, he didn't even notice her properly. Instead, he asked her to leave the room, and when she left, he told Nina, "You live in my house but I've never married you, and I never will. I told you from the start that I didn't want this child, it's illegitimate." Angel heard everything from outside and was really hurt by her father's mean words. She started crying uncontrollably. Nina came out and comforted her, saying, "It's not your fault, my child, I love you more than anything." A few days later, Nina got a letter from Alex. In it, he said he had cut all ties with them, sold the house, and would never see them again. With no other choice, Nina packed their things and left the house with Angel. Desperate to make a living, Nina went to a jeweler named John to sell her jewelry. But John examined the jewelry and said it was fake and didn't have any value. However, he added, "You are really special yourself. If you work for me, you can earn money and have a place to live." Nina was in a very bad situation. She reluctantly agreed, but things only got worse. John started taking advantage of her by being close, then made her work for him to earn money. Unfortunately, Nina got very sick and died. Angel was very sad and cried a lot after losing her mother, but she was also left all alone in a tough world. Now the story jumps to the present, where we meet Michael, a hard-working farmer. He's a smart and honest young man who takes care of his fields by himself. He goes to church every day and prays, one day asking God for a partner who will truly love him and be with him forever. That evening Michael goes to the city to sell his things. While there, he sees Angel walking outside and is immediately caught up in her beauty. He falls in love with her at first sight. Curious, Michael asks his friend about Angel, and his friend tells him that Angel lives in a big house in the city. She's the most beautiful and expensive girl there. People wait in line all day just to spend the night with her. Michael feels uncomfortable hearing this, but he decides to meet her anyway. He doesn't care about her past. Later that night, after Angel finishes her shift, a bodyguard comes to collect her money. He's not happy with how much she earned, so he yells at her, saying she must be hiding more. Angel is very angry and gets defensive. This makes the bodyguard even angrier. He drags her to a bathtub and tries to drown her in the water. Just as things are getting out of hand, Duchess steps in and tells the bodyguard to stop. If Angel gets hurt, the people waiting outside will be very angry with him. She orders him to calm down and get Angel ready to work again. Not long after, Angel gets dressed and goes back to work. This time, Michael shows up to talk to her. Angel looks at him and asks, "How can I make you happy?" Michael says, "I didn't come here for that. I just want to talk to you. I'm a farmer and I work on my land." Then Michael proposes marriage to Angel, but Angel laughs and says, "This is the 5th proposal this week. Many people like you come here and try to charm me." Michael's time is up, and Angel throws him out of the room. But the next day, Michael comes back to meet Angel, this time paying double the amount. He tells her, "I fell in love with you when I first saw you. I want you to come with me. We'll get married and be together forever." Angel doesn't take him seriously and replies, "You're wasting your money and time. Come, finish what you have to do, and leave. I can never be with you forever." Again, Michael's time is up, and the same bodyguard comes to escort him out. Later, Michael's friend tries to talk some sense into him, saying, "Angel isn't right for you." But Michael insists, "I want to try once more." That evening he goes back to meet Angel again. This time, Michael tries to make sense to Angel. He says, "I don't get why you want to live this way. Don't you feel anything for me? Is there no feeling in your heart?" Then, Michael kisses her and asks, "Do you still not feel my love?" Angel replies coldly, "I don't love you and I don't want to marry you. You're just a regular farmer, nothing more." Michael feels really hurt and leaves quietly. Now we go back in time to when Angel was a little girl. After her mom died, A jeweler named John took her to another city. He was going to sell her, but a girl named Sally who worked there begged him to take her somewhere else. She said, this place isn't right for her. John ignored her and took Angel to meet the boss, Duke. When Duke arrived, John said, here's the girl, give me my money. But Duke ordered his men to kill John right away. Seeing this, Angel was terrified, but Duke threatened her, saying, from now on, you will work for me. Angel had no choice, so she had to stay. Over the years, as Angel grew older, Duke started making her work in his business. By that time, Angel had lost all her fear, and she began to think that all men in the world were the same. One day, Alex, her father, came to visit the place without knowing Angel was his daughter. When he took her to his room, Angel told him the truth. Realizing that his actions had ruined his daughter's life, Alex felt guilty and took his own life. Later, Sally helped Angel by giving her some money and helping her escape. But when Duke found out, he got very angry and killed Sally. Meanwhile, Angel got on a boat to leave the city. While on the boat, she met a group of girls who seemed nice at first. But when Angel arrived in another city, those same girls attacked her, took her money, and left her unconscious. A woman named Duchess found Angel, saved her, and took her to her palace. Duchess gave Angel a place to stay, but eventually made her work too. The story goes back to the present, where Angel is getting sick. When her friend asks her about it, she says, I'm weak from thinking about Michael. Angel confesses that she wants to leave her life behind. She had saved her money and given it to Duchess, so she goes to Duchess to ask for it back. But Duchess refuses and tells her to leave right away. Duchess looks at Angel with dislike and says, what will you do outside? I'm giving you good food, clothes, and a place to live. But Angel has already made up her mind. She replies strongly, give me my money. This makes Duchess very angry and she shouts, I won't give you anything. Angel gets angry too and starts shouting back at her. Duchess gets really angry and calls her bodyguard, telling him to teach Angel a lesson. The bodyguard drags Angel out and beats her badly. That night, Michael had a bad dream that something terrible was happening to Angel. He was worried, so he rushed to the palace as soon as it was morning and found Angel in a very bad state. Seeing her like that made him angry and he went to the Duchess, saying, I'm taking her away from here right now. The Duchess just looked at him coldly and said, she owes me a debt, so she can't leave until it's paid. Michael didn't hesitate. He paid the Duchess 3 times what Angel owed her. He then got down on one knee and gave Angel his mother's ring, saying, will you marry me? Angel was overwhelmed and said yes softly. Michael took Angel back to his farm, but she was still very weak from the beating. She looked at Michael and said, you spent so much money on me. Michael smiled and said, don't worry about the money, I just wanted to get you out of there. Angel took the ring back and said, once I'm better, I'll pay back all your debts and then I'll leave. I won't become anyone's servant by getting married. Michael starts laughing and says, marriage isn't being a servant. He gives her some clothes to wear, and Angel asks, are these your wife's clothes? Michael replies, no, these were my sister's. She died a year ago. Her husband used to live here with me, but he's in another city now. When Angel tries to stand up, she almost falls down because she's not feeling well. Michael immediately helps her. Over the next 3 weeks, Michael takes care of Angel until she gets better. One night, Michael visits Angel to see how she's doing. She tells him to come closer and says, it's time for me to pay you back, meaning she wants to be with him. But Michael says no and tells her, I only saved you because you needed help. I don't want anything in return. What I feel for you, I want you to feel the same way. Until then, I won't get close to you. The next morning, Michael is working on the farm when Angel comes up to him and says, I may not be able to take care of your household, but I can help you with your farm work while I'm here. Michael agrees and starts teaching her things like collecting eggs, taking care of chickens, and fishing. Angel starts to enjoy learning these new skills and becomes more comfortable with the peaceful life on the farm. One night Michael wakes Angel up and says, come with me. Angel is hesitant and says, it's almost morning, where are we going? Michael takes her to a hilltop and shows her a beautiful sunrise. He says, I want to give you a life as beautiful as this sunrise. Angel is moved by his words and says, if you knew even half the truth about my life, you'd hate me. Michael says, you didn't choose that life, but now you have the chance to choose the life you want. Angel looks at him and says, I still don't understand why I'm here. You think of me as your wife, but you hardly touch me. Michael said, I was waiting for you to feel the same way about me as I feel about you. Angel was touched by his honesty, so she kissed him, and the two went back home. That night, Michael and Angel shared their first intimate moment, really enjoying their time together. The next day, Michael's brother-in-law, Paul, came back to the farm after being away for a long time. Michael was happy to see him and told him the news, saying, I got married. He then took Paul to meet Angel. When Paul saw Angel, he immediately recognized her but didn't say anything right then. Later, when Michael was gone, Paul talked to Angel and said, I know exactly who you are and what kind of work you used to do. Michael is a good man, and he deserves a good wife. Angel calmly replied, he came to me on his own and accepted me, knowing everything. You should do the same. But Paul disagreed and went straight to Michael. He started talking badly about Angel, calling her a bad girl. Michael gets really angry and punches Paul, telling him, if he thinks of me as a brother, he should think of Angel as a sister too. Paul realizes what is done and apologizes to Angel. He then says, if you want, you can go to the city, start a new business, and live well like before. The scene changes, and now Michael and Angel are together. Michael says, Paul is leaving for the city tomorrow, and I just told him everything that happened between us. Then he tells Angel, I want to spend my whole life with you. I want us to have kids and be happy together forever. But Angel can't bear the thought of it, because she knows she can't have kids. The story goes back and reveals Angel's sad past. When she was pregnant, Duke made her have an abortion, so she can never have kids again. One day, as they walk down the road, they see a family. The mother, Elizabeth, is pregnant and they don't have a home, so they're planning to move to a new place. Michael and Angel invite them in, offering food and taking care of them. The family is very thankful. They have an older daughter named Mary who asks Angel about her life and how she and Michael met. Angel opens up about her past and they quickly become good friends. As time goes by, Elizabeth gives birth to a son, making everyone happy. Michael and Mariam take care of the baby together, and Angel starts to think that Michael and Mariam would be perfect for each other. Later, Mariam's father tells everyone that he bought some land from Paul, and now the whole family will live together under one roof. One day, while Michael and Angel are working in the field, Angel says, Mariam is so sweet, and you two would look great together. But Michael reassures her, I only love you, and no one can come between us. Then Angel tells him the truth. Duke had a doctor force something on me so I could never have kids. Michael responds, no matter what you've been through, I love you, and that will never change. We shouldn't ever give up hope, because anything can happen at any time. But Angel, with a sad heart, knows she can never be a good mother or wife to him. Later, over dinner, Angel asks Michael to take her back to the place where they saw the sunrise. Michael agrees, and they go there to watch the sunset. To make the moment special, they share a quiet, loving moment. The next morning, Angel writes a letter to Miriam and puts Michael's ring inside it. She decides to leave, heading to the city with a man before anyone wakes up. When Miriam finds the letter, it says that Michael and Miriam could be a great couple and live happily forever. She shows the letter to Michael, telling him he should go and stop her. But Michael says, I've done everything I could to make her feel my love. Now it's her choice, and she has to decide if she wants to come back. Angel arrives in the city and goes to a hotel owner, offering to work as a cook in exchange for a place to stay. The owner agrees, and Angel starts working there. But on the same day, one of Duke's men sees her working at the hotel. That night, the hotel catches fire and burns everything to the ground. The next morning, Angel is seen picking up the charred remains of what's left. As Angel is collecting the burnt pieces from the hotel, Duke suddenly shows up in front of her. Duke is the same man who kidnapped her as a child after killing John, and is back in her life. Angel is shocked to see him. Duke tells her to come with him, but Angel says no, you can't force me. Duke smirks and says, I'm the one who set the hotel on fire last night. If you don't go with me, I'll kill the hotel owner too. Angel reluctantly agrees to go with Duke to protect the hotel owner. But when she gets to his place, she sees two young girls being forced to work for him, just like she was in the past. Filled with anger and disgust, Angel confronts him, saying, you can't handle grown women so you're bringing little girls and hurting them? Enraged, Duke threatens her, saying, if you try to stop me or escape, I will hurt you. Now get ready. I need to show you off in front of everyone. Duke wants to parade Angel on stage as part of his business, but for the first time, Angel prays. She whispers, God, if you're real, help me. Give me the strength to tell the truth and save these girls. When Duke drags her to the stage and presents her in front of a crowd, Angel finds her courage. Standing tall, she tells everyone about Duke's crimes, saying how he hurts young girls and shares her own story of being hurt. Duke interrupts her, shouting to the crowd, she's lying. He grabs her and drags her offstage into a room where he plans to hurt her. But at the last moment, one of Duke's own men, tired of his cruelty, intervenes. He knocks Duke down and whispers to Angel, run. Angel runs to the room where the two little girls are being held, saves them, and gets out quickly. The crowd sees the commotion and hears Angel's story, so they turn against Duke and realize the truth about his cruel actions. They get really angry. Duke tries to run away, but the crowd surrounds him, catches him, and hangs him. 3 years later, Paul is in a different city when he sees a familiar face. It's Angel. He is curious, so he follows her to a big school. After asking around, he finds her and asks, what is this? Why are you here? Angel smiles and explains, this is a school for girls like me who want to start a new life. We help them with their education and give them a chance for a better future. Paul is overjoyed to hear this and then asks about Michael and Mariam. Angel listens carefully as Paul says, Mariam is my wife now, and she's going to be a mother. You thought Michael and Mariam would end up together, but Michael always saw her as a sister. He's still waiting for you. Hearing this, Angel feels a wave of sadness, as she had always wished for Michael to be with a lady of high status. Paul then asks her, come back with me. I'm leaving at 4 p.m. If you want, you can come along. Meanwhile, we see Michael working in his fields. As he looks up, he sees Angel walking towards him. She stops in front of him and says something she's never said before. My real name is Sarah. I've never told anyone until now. I came back to tell you I love you very deeply. Please forgive me for all the pain I caused you. You've had to go through so much because of me. Michael looks at her with warmth in his eyes, responds and says, all those hard times led us to this moment. Now, we are finally together. He takes out his mother's ring, which is kept safe all these years, and gives it to Angel. He smiles and says, welcome to my life. Overwhelmed with joy, they hug and kiss, finally at peace with each other. The story jumps forward a few years. Michael is out fishing